Okay, now we are on the practical section of this training. I want you to pay rapt attention here so that you'll be able to see some things that I would want you to know. Remember once again that my name is John Igwe, and forex business has been my hobby, and I've been able to come up with the different trading systems that I believe that they are profitable. Now, with the practical session here, I'm going to demonstrate and expecting you to practice some of the methods that I have been able to discover. We will be discussing here about 3 types of trading system or methods that is possible to make you profit. I also have here a practical one. Yes, one of the systems you are going to see how practical it is, already running systems as someone that has started using, and how profitable it has been for him and us. So now let's move. Remember that from the introduction of this training, I made you to understand that trend is an important thing that every trader needs to note. You need to really understand that trend is important, because we are meant to understand that trend is a friend of a trader. And how does it really affect us? When does the market move, and how do we take advantage of it? From the introduction, I made us to understand that there's a specific time in which, if you follow, wait for that particular time, the market reacts very fastly. The volatility in the market now is very, very high at that particular period of time. And I mentioned specifically that time starts from 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning. Between 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning, you will the market trend will start reacting very fastly, either moving upward or moving downward, whichever direction. What every trader wants to do is to follow the trend and make profit from it. That's what we all want to do. So, and we need to understand that this trend either will go up or it will do what? It will come down. So that's what brought about what is known as the bearish or the bullish market. So when the market is going up, we expect the market to we call the market a bullish one, but when it is coming down, we'll call the market the bearish one. So whichever direction the market goes, the interest of every trader is to see that he take part of that particular trade as profit. So that's what I'll be showing you how I do it. There are so many methods that people have introduced by using of different indicators, but this place we might not be concentrating on indicator. In fact, generally, personally, I've grown beyond depending on indicator. So let's just go, because of time, because I want to make sure that this training is just completed within 30 minutes, so that you start practicing it. As I've said earlier, that the trend starts from 9, and then if you are using trading the Super Forex trading platform, they have 2 hours ahead of us here in Nigeria. 2 hours ahead of us. So anytime you see candle appearing, you always move it forward or backward, by 2 hours. Now let me just look at this particular current candle that is displayed. If you follow this candle here, you on this candle, okay, if you follow this candle, you discover from the display here, look at the time up there, the time you see that the time is 12, but actually the time is not 12 here. The time is actually 11. Okay, this is the new one. So this one is showing 13, which simply means 1 o'clock, but it is not 1 o'clock here in Nigeria. It is 11 o'clock. So Please use this to understand what I mean. At the same time, if you look at this place, you see 1 o'clock. This is a market watch. The 1 o'clock here is the Belize. That is where is Super Forex is situated. That's their time. So, but here it's -2. That means we are 11 o'clock here. So whenever you come, just focus on our own time. That is Nigerian time. Know that between 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning, the market will start reacting. That 8 a.m. let me just come here. This is 10, that means 8, and this is 9, that's 9, that means 7 o'clock in the morning. But prior to that time, you discover that within this time backward, the market has been ranging, consolidating until when it gets to this particular point, what happened? Market started trending very fastly, which is what every one of us are looking for. So whether you are going for downtrend or you are going for uptrend, these are the time that you need to start from from 7 between 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning. So you start, that's Nigerian time. So from there you'll start applying what I'm going to show you now. Now what I do, because I know that the trend starts from that time, I now start trading. What I do, first thing I want to introduce to you is the steps trading system. What I mean by steps trading system is placing market step by step. That means this time around I use 10 pips ahead of time. Ahead of the previous trade. For instance, now if I come in like as this one is now, what I do is, as it is going up, let's just take that for example. I will just come here and do what? 0.01. Please be mindful of the lot size here. 0.01. I will now place buy. I place buy. So once I place this buy here, yes, I don't care whether it must go up or not. The next thing I do is, please, this is what I'm trying to show you here. The next thing I do is to come between this one and move down to what? To 10 pips below it, or probably 11 pips below it. If you are calculating from what I'm showing you there, 10 pips, I now say okay, let me place a sell stop here. I place sell stop. Then this one I move again about 10 pips. I place 10 sell stop below. I continue doing that probably about 7 places. The same thing that I do above this particular buy that I placed here, I'll go up here and that's okay. Buy stop. I place a buy stop. I go up again. I place a buy stop here. Buy stop. I move up again. Remember 10 pips steps above, ahead of the previous trade. I move again. I say buy stop. So that's how you continue to do what? To place your trade. Either the reason why you place this kind of trade this way is that you have placed buy, for instance, and the market decided that it want to go what? It want to move down. Don't bother yourself about that. Place the buy, sell stop. So once you get to sell stop, it will trigger and become sell. That means this sell now will hedge the previous one that you have placed as buy. Then what is going to happen here is this: once the sell triggered, go back at that particular stage. That's me here. Let's say this sell now, as the price is coming down to this place, go back and place another new buy stop. Or what you are going to do is to the previous buy stop that you have here, adjust it back to this place, bring it here, bring it to this point. Are you getting me? So you bring it, move it back here, and then you now move the other one to where the other one was formerly, is somewhere here, and you move this one also. You keep on adjusting them back here. Then you can now decide probably to place the same thing applies to if the market has picked sell. Once you pick sell below, this is sell. If you come move down here and they pick another sell, keep on adjusting your buy close to it. Keep on adjusting your buy, your buy close to it, so that in case if the market now move backward, it will pick the buy and you start making profit. Don't worry, I'll show you a practical demonstration of this, where it is already existing. yes, where it is already existing. But one good thing about this thing is that it is better done on the platform, just like what I'm doing now. It is better done on platform. Yes, it is better done on the platform, just like what I am doing now. So if what happened here is this: if the market is moving up, it will keep on picking your buys, keep on picking your buys, keep on picking your buys until when your TP is reached. Most likely you may just place take profit about 50 pips. What it means that before the market will get to 50, it would have picked about 4 trades open. So that 4 trades now, at the end of the day, you may have your TP is 50 pips. Let's say this buy is I place the TP here. The take profit is, please be looking by your hand right side, so you see where the pip is calculating. Presently is 49 now. Are you saying it's 50 now? Just follow the red line, you see where they're 50. You will see how much you would have made at $51 from beginning, and so on and so forth. So when studio you drop it, so one means that if this particular TP, this particular buy order move up here, is going to close on take profit of 50 pips. So that means that from here again, every of all these trades would have come here to close, all every one of them. So you make you would have made a close to about 100 pips, cumulatively. So that's how this particular system works. What it simply means is this: once you by 7 o'clock in the morning place either buy or sell, depending on what was happening before. So what it's going to do is that once you place a buy order, place a buy stop above it, place another buy stop after some steps, that is 10 pips preferably. The same thing as you place buy stop up, place sell stop down, buy stop up, sell stop down, step below till about you have about 5 or 6 orders placed both up and down. Then you now sit down and watch. There is something that I forgot to let us know before. I want us to put at back of our mind is that what someone said, that you should sit on your task when you are trading. Making trading forex. Please give your time to it, because your money is attached to it. Give your time. Don't just say I place a trade, I move out, except whereby you want trading system, that is robots, to be trading for you. That is the only time that you can just leave your trading system and go out, because there is an automated something that is trading for you. But if you are trading manually, please always be on your system. Always be on your system. So please try to play this video over and over again for you to really understand what I mean here. The next one I want to introduce to you, still looking at the same platform, please, is let me use another currency here. For instance, this currency pair. Okay, let me check for another one. All right, okay, let me use this. Now what I want to talk to you about here is the use of zigzag. We mentioned zigzag there before. We mentioned zigzag at that particular the introduction. Now zigzag, this is zigzag here. This is what we call zigzag arrow. But for the benefit of you, trading, I want to bring the zigzag, the real zigzag, maybe the one that you know from here. Get the zigzag here. Okay, this zigzag. So I insert it. Okay, so now maybe let me still edit this. Let me edit it so that it will correspond to what I want to do. I want to put here 6, for instance. I also have 3 here. I want to shorten it so that I can be showing us trend fast, very fast. Okay, you can see. So let me also still edit so that you will get more clearer view of what. All right, so this is it. Okay, so what I mean here is this. This is zigzag. This is zigzag. Now, How do you make use of it? Remember, throughout this particular video, we will still be considering the time the market is moving. That is when we make use of what we trade. So now on this, using zigzag here, what I do is this. I will wait for, this is 7 o'clock in the morning. At this moment, the zigzag was where? At the bottom of the market. So the zigzag is pointing below the candle. Some people will look at this place as a support area. That means the place that price might get to and they start returning back. Yeah, fine. Sometimes it might be right, but not in all cases. So, but when zigzag is below the price and eventually the candle close on bullish, as you can see, this is a bullish candle. The next thing that I do is what? Is on the next candle that is coming, I am going to place a buy order. Now, if I had taken that at this point, at this place, you will see that this is a buy order I would have placed at this point, and the market has moved up. So I've made money. This is very simple. I just released this. Is very simple. The same thing happens that if the zigzag is at the top, as it is now, it is easier to dictate when you are using the zigzag arrow, because that's one is just pointing arrow up or down. So but both of them are the same. So when you zigzag is up, what I just target is let the market, a particular candle close bearish. That means that it's going, indicating going down. After, let's assuming as this one is here, and then eventually another candle open, I am going to close, place that trade on sell, pointing that the zigzag is up. The zigzag is up. Now, once I place sell here, are you following me? Once I place sell on the next candle, that means if this candle had, if it had at the end of the day close on bearish, I will place sell here. Then if I place sell here, I am going to come to this point of the zigzag, and place sell stop. A buy stop. If I place sell stop, a buy sell here on the next candle that might be coming up now, and the next thing I'm going to do is to place sell, a buy stop at this point. The same thing I would have done here. As I place buy here, I place sell stop here. Now you may ask me why. The reason is because at this point here, this point, market might come to this point, and then what it's going to do is to pull this particular zigzag and start dragging it down more and more. So at that moment, if I am on sell at this point, I would have been doing what? Following the trend and be making money for myself. But what happened here is this: if I place 0.01 lot size here, I am going to play 0.02 at this point, particular point. That means I'm going to double my lot size at this point, or I double my lot size at this point. So okay, let me just go a little bit calculative at this point. What will determine the lot size I'm going to put at this point determines how much I've lost. For instance, now let me just take, for instance, let's say I place buy at this point here. I place buy at this point, and then the market now, instead of going up as I expected, it started coming down. If you look at this page, you find out that I would have lost. If you are looking at what I'm drawing here, please look at this. Look at this. So at this point, I supposed to be losing about 9 pips. So that's 9 pips. Now let me just sum it up about 10. So I'm going to say 10 divided by 9. Sorry, 10 divided by 10. That is 1. Yeah, I always use 10 to divide whatever number. But whereby the numbers, what the pips I'm losing is not up to 10, I will simply just round it up as 1. So what I'm going to say, the previous pips, the previous lot that I use in entering the first market plus 1, for instance. So that would now mean that at this point I will be doing what? I'll be placing lot size of what? 2, and my take profit should always be 20. Now the same thing apply at this point. That if I had placed sell here, we're still watching this candle. The market we are just the candle is still fresh, just about 15 minutes. So there tendency that it might from here still move up and shoot up, or probably it will continue to go down. So now, if I had placed seller anywhere here, I will come to this place and calculate my lot. the loss I've made from here, because if I place it here and the price start going up, that means I'll be losing. So how many people have I lost? I may lose from this particular place to this place. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm sure it's not up to 10 here, so I'm going to say 1, which is 0.01 is what I use at this point, plus 1 again, that means 2. I'm going to place 0.02 lot size at this point. So in case if the market now get to this point and start moving up, I'll be making money the times 2 of the previous lot size that I used. So that's how it works. That's how I use it. Please okay, that's just for this particular the zigzag. Please let me recap again. What I mean here is this, that once you insert zigzag here, you are going to wait for the zigzag to be at the bottom of a candle. Then if the candle eventually close bullish, then the next candle that comes up, you are going to do what? You place buy order, so expecting it. But if eventually instead of going up as you expected it and it comes down, please calculate your loss, then plus the previous loss size, and then that will be your fresh one. Then place a trade. That means you can actually place below here sell stop order, and then above here, I mean at this point, buy stop order. That means if this place here, there's no signal yet because the market is still going up, but this place signal was there, so at this point I would have entered buy from here. The zigzag is here and the close buy, I place buy. The zigzag is up and then the close bearish, that means on the next candle I place a sell. That's the way it works. Okay, now that is just for the zigzag, and that of the step placing order, which was the last one that the previous one that I've shown to you. Let me see, sorry. Okay, like this one. Now as you can see that I placed a sell here. Let's see what is happening on this account here. It's as it stands now, let's see. Okay, this was the buy that I placed before. So but meanwhile we have two cells that is open now. So if this cell now should, both of them are moving now, that means once they move, they keep on moving, I am going to continue to do what? Make profit. With time you'll be able to cover up these losses at this point. So that's where that it works. But remember, you should do this around between 7 and 8 in the morning, please. But this time around is just really around 11. So market have started, being a little bit dull. But within this period, I'm telling you that between 7 and 8, market is very fast, so you can always recover easily. So that is it. Now let me now show you someone who has been using this, or an account, sorry, that we have been using this on, and see the result that we got. How we made about going to about 80% return on that investment in less than about a month. So let's see it. So it is still running anyway. Let's just move to a particular account. Let me move to a particular account now and just switch over, and I show you what okay, so this is the account I'm talking about here. This account is using the same system I'm talking about. If you look very well, let me switch this in over to 5-minute chart so that it will be very clear to you. Yes, on the 5-minute chart, you will be able to see it very, very, very clear. This place is still loading. It's still loading. It is still loading. 5 minutes. Okay. Now, I want to first and foremost show you the results. You can see all these places are profit. This is a live trade. This is just a live trade. Okay. So you can see profit, and then let us now see cumulatively how much this account is holding on profit at this time. Okay, we have $68 here. You can see. So if you compare it to, this is the equity here. The equity simply means the amount you have in that. That means if we should close all this trade now, this is how much we'll be having. That means what's it called? That's $184 so-called floating. And then if you look at it, as I've said, this account was let's look at account history. I want to show you something. On this account history, we have we'll be using different systems, but eventually this account was deposited with what? How much? This account, we have $100 deposited in that account. That means what we have is $100 account. And then the owner of this account has been, trading in different formats and so on and so forth until this system was introduced to him. As you can see, the results that he is having already, the account is having now. So what it means here is that if you understand how this works, it's very, very simple. These are the pending orders that he has put in place. As you can see here, these are the pending orders, meaning that those that are triggered, they are doing what? They are already on profit. Do you understand me? They are already on what? On profit. So now let's go back to this. This is the result so far. We have 70 so far. We have 70. That means at this point we have 85. So you can see that this is a very wonderful trading system. This one alone. So you can always place buy stops. So buy stop ahead is, you can see these trades. Let me show you the distance. As I've said earlier, the distance here is the distance here is, let's check from here, this place to this point. How many? We have 10. We have 10 here. So if you check it from here, just to tell you that that's all the system the account is trading on, this 10. So it's just 10 pips away. So when you do it, you are sure of making profit. So place it 10. I would have loved to, if you can watch this particular account very closely so you understand what I'm saying. At this moment, you see the account is there, then this is the take profit. You get what I mean? So if this particular trade now get to this level, all the whole distance already, the guy is using what is called trailing stop. So the trading stop means that if the market starts going against it, it will start closing all this at this point. But then they look like stop loss, they are profit levels. So the market will just be closing, on their own behalf, profitable. This system is very, 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 very profitable. Very, very profitable. But you need to follow the trend. And that's the thing there. So it is either you will do what? Just wake up by that time and start placing your trade and wait. You might not target up to 100 pips or more than how many pips that this particular account is targeting. It could be 50 pips you are targeting, and you see you'll be making your money. Or what you just need to do, you might not even place trade. What you just do is what? Place a pending order. That is how the system works. Now, to wrap it up, what I want you to do is this. Please understand that money management is very, very important. So that is why you need to go with 0.01, 0.01, 0.01. Okay, so why you are going up more and more and more and more, so the market is just picking it up. It depends on your account. I'm talking about someone with $100 account. You can be going with 0.01, 0.01. You will never forget about how much you are making as profit. This guy is making as profit, or this account is making as profit here now. No. Don't just look at that. Yeah. Some people will tell you the way that the profit is coming, that's how the loss is coming. It doesn't work in this way. It does not work. As long as you wake up in the morning and follow the trend, you will know that the market will just be following the trend and be going. I don't know if you get me. It will be just be going with the trend, and you have to make a profit. Please, if it is 20 piece TP you have said, apply this trade on different currency pair. I always recommend GBP related pairs. I'm talking about GBP. If you can look at this place, I don't have any other listing. These ones I'm just using them for the listing. What I have here is what I have: GBP Canada, GBP JPY, GBP. All these are my favorite trades, and that's where most on this pairs, that's where most of these things have been applied. If you look at them all, GBP related pairs, if you look at them all, GBP related pairs, that is where all of them have been applied. And then if you look at all these ones, you see that this market has made profit. It is all about profit, following the trend. Don't go against the trend. If you trade against the trend, be clear. If you don't know where the market is going, just be placing sell. Wake up in the morning, place sell stop, buy stop, and just be placing them. Just follow this system. Place above, 10 pips away, and then you see when the market starts opening them, triggering them, you will see yourself smiling to the bank. So please, I want you to apply this. If there's any place that you did not get this in, do not forget to ask questions. Send a message to me either on WhatsApp, or you just call 080-6111-2677. Remember, I am still John Igwe. Thank you very much for going through this. I will always be ready to assist you at any time. Thank you very much.